Okay, so Steve, here we are again, looking at the whole issue of etiquette, and really how do you kind of get your game progressing in the right way. So say for example you're about to play your first match in our Road to Wimbledon tournament. What do you need to do to start the game?
Very good question. If you're a junior about 8 years old, what happens is you ask them to start the game and they both get their rackets and they both spin, so they end up spinning to decide who's going to spin.
Right.
However, if you're an adult, and unless you get to play at Wimbledon, where you will, a bit like in football, you will toss a coin,
Right.
you can spin your racket.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
and most of us, I think now we use rough or smooth,
Okay.
up or down,
Right.
P or D, M or W, all of these things, and spin the racket. Don't let it necessarily drop on the ground, and spin it. But by the time you've spun it, let your opponent see the end of the racket and see what's happening before you do.
Okay, I like
and then
that.
you can check and see what you've got, but let your opponent always see it first. If
Okay.
they've won the spin, then they get to choose. They can choose to serve, or they can choose to receive, or they could choose ends,
Right.
or they could let the opponent choose on anything.
Right. Okay.
So there's actually 4 options at the start of the game.
Good. Right. So let's spin so I'll call now. Okay. So what am I calling, Steve?
So Kev, call rough or smooth. You've got an option of rough or smooth, and we'll
Okay.
take.
And how can you tell if it's rough or smooth?
So another good question, because where the actual where the stringer has strung off, where he has finished the stringing,
Right, I can see that little knot.
and actually you need to be careful because the rough is really quite sharp. It can be sharp, so it's a little knot.
Okay, so if the end of the string is kind of facing upwards, then it's rough.
Yes.
Whereas if it was the other way round, the end of the string is facing downwards.
And it's smooth
And
to
it's
the touch.
smooth. Okay, great, fantastic. So I'm going to call, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do. Is that
Okay,
right?
that's
well,
lovely.
That's if I win. And then otherwise you will. Okay, so I'm going to call rough. Okay, let's have a look.
And it's smooth.
Oh, right. So it's your choice.
So it's my choice.
Okay.
So
And what are you going to choose?
I'm going to choose to serve.
Okay, so if you're choosing to serve, then I can choose which end. Is that
You
right?
can choose which end.
Okay. Well, I'll decide that since the sun is over there, I'll decide that I'll get you to serve into the sun. To begin
Okay.
with.
Okay.
There we
So
go.
I made the wrong call there.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. It's a good way to kind of find out about starting the game. Great. Thanks a lot, Steve.